Здравствуйте, друзья! Today, we are not traveling to a distant jungle or a remote tribe. Instead, we are looking up at the sky right here, over Ukraine. Since the beginning of the full-scale war, the number of reports about strange objects in the sky has grown dramatically. People are seeing things they cannot explain. Some call them UFOs, believing them to be visitors from other worlds. Others are more skeptical, pointing to the constant presence of military technology. This topic is no longer just a fantasy from science fiction books. It has become a part of our daily reality, discussed in homes and on the front lines, raising questions about what is truly flying above our heads. It is a mystery that touches everyone. The war has made us look at the sky with a new sense of awareness, a mix of hope and fear. Every sound, every light is analyzed. Is it one of ours? Is it one of theirs? Or is it something else entirely? This constant state of alert has made people more observant. They notice unusual lights, objects moving at incredible speeds, or flying in formations that defy logic. These observations are quickly shared on social media, spreading like wildfire. This is not just curiosity. For many, understanding what is in our airspace is a matter of security and survival, making the conversation about unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, more urgent than ever before. This phenomenon is not unique to a single region. Reports are coming from all over the country, from major cities to areas near active combat zones. Soldiers, civilians, and even scientists have shared their stories. They describe objects that are silent, incredibly fast, and capable of maneuvers that no known aircraft can perform. While many of these sightings can likely be explained by conventional means, a small percentage remains stubbornly unidentified. This small fraction of unexplained cases is what fuels the public's fascination and concern. It forces us to confront the possibility that we may be witnessing something truly extraordinary, happening right in the middle of a historic conflict. My job has always been to show you the world as it is, without embellishment. And the reality is that the skies over Ukraine have become a stage for a very complex play. On one hand, we have the very real and visible presence of military drones, aircraft and missiles. On the other, we have these persistent, strange sightings that don't fit into any known category. It is a puzzle with many pieces. The public's desire for answers is immense. People want to know if they are safe, and they want to understand the full picture of what is happening. This is why it is so important to investigate these claims, separate fact from fiction, and present the truth, whatever it may be. So, what are people actually seeing? This is the main question. The sky during a conflict is a very busy place. It is filled with reconnaissance drones, attack drones, jets, helicopters, and the trails of missile systems. Many of these technologies are new and may not be familiar to the average person. A squadron of modern drones flying in a specific formation at night can easily be mistaken for something otherworldly. Experts suggest that the overwhelming majority of so-called UFO sightings are, in fact, misidentified, man-made objects. This is the most logical and simple explanation for most of the reports we hear about. However, the story does not end there. Some military personnel have reported objects that behave in ways that even they cannot explain. They talk about objects that appear on radar, move at hypersonic speeds, and then vanish instantly. These are not typical drones. These accounts from credible witnesses are what make the topic so compelling. They suggest that something beyond conventional technology might be present. As of today, in September 2025, there is no official, concrete proof that these objects are extraterrestrial. But the mystery remains, and the official position is often one of cautious observation and data collection. The conversation is slowly shifting from UFOs to UAPs to remove the stigma and encourage serious study. It is important to understand the context. Since the war began, both sides have used a vast array of drones for surveillance and combat. These machines can be small, quiet, and fly at various altitudes, making them hard to identify, especially for an untrained eye. At night, their lights can create illusions, appearing to move erratically or hover silently. The psychological stress of war also plays a role. People are on high alert, and their minds might interpret an unfamiliar sight as a potential threat, leading to misidentification. Therefore, a rational approach is to first rule out all possible conventional explanations before jumping to extraordinary conclusions. After 2023, there have been no new, internationally recognized cases of UFOs over Ukraine confirmed by independent experts. The focus has shifted. The main challenge now is not just identifying objects, but also managing the information about them. The line between a genuine, unexplainable sighting and a simple drone is very blurry. Without clear data and official investigation, we are left with stories and speculation. This is why the work of analysts and investigators is so crucial. They must meticulously examine each case using all available data to provide clarity and prevent the spread of unfounded rumors in an already tense environment. In our modern world, everyone has a camera in their pocket. This means that whenever something strange appears in the sky, it is often recorded. Videos and photos of alleged UFOs instantly flood social media and news channels. But this brings a big problem. How can we trust what we see? A photo or a video is no longer definitive proof. Digital manipulation software is so advanced that anyone can create a convincing fake. A blurry light in the sky could be a reflection, a drone, a weather balloon, or a skillfully edited video designed to create a sensation. We must approach this kind of evidence with extreme skepticism. The role of the media in this situation is huge. Some media outlets chase sensational headlines, publishing unverified photos and eyewitness accounts without proper fact-checking. This can create a false narrative and spread panic or disinformation. On the other hand, responsible journalism plays a vital role in educating the public. It involves consulting with military experts, aviation specialists, and photo analysts to dissect the evidence. It means explaining the characteristics of known drones and aircraft, and teaching people how to spot the signs of a doctored image. The media has a duty to provide context, not just clicks. Let's be critical. Most of the evidence we see online fails to stand up to scrutiny. A common issue is the lack of context. We see a short clip of a strange object, but we don't know where it was filmed, when, or what was happening around it. Was there an air show nearby? Was it filmed through a window, creating a reflection? Without this information, the video is just a curiosity, not evidence. We must ask critical questions. Who filmed this? What equipment was used? Can the object's movement and speed be verified? More often than not, when these questions are asked, the extraordinary claims fall apart, revealing a much more mundane explanation. Fighting disinformation is a critical part of the information war. False UFO reports can be used deliberately to distract society, sow mistrust in the authorities, or even hide the testing of new secret weapons. People see a strange light, and while everyone is discussing aliens, a real military operation might be underway. Therefore, critically evaluating information about UFOs is not just a matter of satisfying curiosity, it is a matter of national security. Official sources and government agencies urge citizens to be cautious and to rely on verified information. They remind us that in a time of conflict, the truth is the most valuable resource we have. In conclusion, the sky over Ukraine today is a complex and charged space, both literally and figuratively. The increased reports of unidentified aerial phenomena are a natural consequence of a high-tech war and a population on constant alert. While the idea of extraterrestrial visitors watching our conflict is a captivating thought, the reality is likely much more grounded. The vast majority of these sightings can be attributed to drones, military aircraft, and other man-made objects. Our journey into this topic shows that the simplest explanation is often the correct one. We must start with logic and facts before we venture into speculation. The importance of critical thinking cannot be overstated. We live in an age of information overload, where truth and fiction are constantly battling for our attention. Every photo, every video, and every eyewitness story must be examined with a healthy dose of skepticism. We must learn to question sources, seek out expert opinions, and resist the temptation of sensational headlines. This is a skill that is vital, not just for understanding the UFO phenomenon, but for navigating the challenges of our modern world. Educating ourselves and others on how to identify disinformation is one of the most powerful tools we have to protect ourselves. The official position remains one of caution and analysis. While governments, including the United States, are taking the UAP issue more seriously, as seen in congressional hearings, they emphasize data-driven investigation over speculation. For Ukraine, the immediate priority is defense and security. Any unidentified object in the sky is treated first and foremost as a potential threat that needs to be identified. The official narrative rightly focuses on tangible military challenges rather than unproven extraterrestrial theories. This pragmatic approach is essential for maintaining order and focus during a difficult time. The search for truth requires patience and rigor, not hasty conclusions. Ultimately, whether we are talking about drones, secret military projects, or something truly unknown, the conversation itself is important. It shows that people are engaged, observant, and asking questions. It pushes governments to be more transparent and encourages the scientific community to investigate the unexplained. Our exploration of the world, whether in remote jungles or in our own sky, is driven by curiosity. As we continue to watch the skies, let's do so with open minds, but also with a firm grasp on reality. Let's seek the truth, fight disinformation, and remember that in the end, knowledge is our greatest strength. Thank you for joining me on this investigation.